like the calm before the storm. Get all these weeds out of here, so hopefully soon I can get these tree branches out of here. The pond's not as muddy as it was before the last video. There's some messes of fishes in there now somewhere, if they all haven't died, and I don't think they have. Alright, I'm gonna get started. Come on up here where all the action's at. It's a cool spot right here. Literally and figuratively. I got to get a couple of these little sucker trees out of the way. I was going to close in coming back here. Just a couple. But this area, really our woods are the coolest. To see, for stuff to see in the wintertime when there's no leaves on, because as you can see, well, this really is not the best part to be talking about this in, but some pretty dense woods. This area is not too bad right now. It's probably already heading towards fall in this area, but you can see, I'll go ahead and take you off the stand there. You can see some of these trees. It's hard to tell how long they've been here. This one was laying here. Oh, I want a fish jumping right there. A couple of them. Did y'all hear that? There's another one. Now there may be frogs too. We got frogs that live in here. The frogs have expanded down to around the trailer. We got a pretty big one that's several nights spent on our porch. But we had some people stock for us that fish more than I do, and they don't have a pond. There's some catfish in here. There are some bass. Not sure if they're smallmouth or largemouth. There is some bluegill and something else. But quite a few of them, really. I told them guys, they asked about fishing on here, coming back and fishing them, and I said, yeah, but let's wait. As far as keeping them, let's wait. I don't know how long you got to wait. I haven't checked into it, but I figure at least a year or two to where they can build up. But when we moved here, there was nothing except little tiny bluegills that would come back every year. But they never got more than, I don't know, 4 inches at the most. But there's some pretty good size bluegill and bass. And what else am I trying to say? Oh, shoot. I can't remember. I'll think of it later. I'll put it in the video. But getting back to the woods. It's hard to tell how old some of these trees are. That feels pretty rotten. But I just, I wonder if you take a chainsaw and cut into them. And some of them are still good wood on the inside. Some of them definitely rotten. But as far as getting them down from here, man, it'd be so difficult. And we got trees everywhere. All this stuff you see has been was laying here when we bought the place. I don't know how long it's been laying here, but all of it's been laying here. I'll take you over here. Old rooster down there crowing. Climb over some of these logs here. People go buy ferns. We got them growing wild around here. Some of them really big. Now, when Chewy, our first dog Chewy was still alive, he loved going down there. That area down there is flat. He'd go down there smelling and scratching and everything. He'd have a big old time. Chewy wouldn't venture very far away. Except for the last day when we lost him. But he stayed around. There was a couple times he went down to the neighbors when we first got him. But after he was here for a while, he didn't do nothing like that. Good old dog. So, if you look where I was at, that's where the runoff comes through. Comes down here. Just for you people that have never seen this area. If you have, maybe hope you enjoy seeing it again. Okay, and it comes down here. You can follow this all the way down. Goes down to there. You see another one coming from that way. See where that flat is right there? And it runs on down. Ends up down there by the chicken coop. Runs on down that side of the trailer all the way down to the creek at the road where the driveway's at. I'm just kind of looking at the same time. I am going to get out in the fall and walk our property. I haven't done it. I know I didn't do it last year. We built it 2 years ago. We built a new trail. I need to take you all up there if you've never seen it. We got some videos on that. But look, going up through there. I'd like to follow that. It's pretty. I'd like to follow that all the way up to the top, or as far as I can take it, to see what's in there. But you can see back that way where it's starting to get dense. And then we have those briar weeds And man, they will get you big time if you don't catch them and cut them out of the way. We have 13 acres of land. So between, I'd say 9.5 and 10.5 acres of it are woods. Just if I just guessing at it. And I would be. All right. And so you can see when the water, it has gotten up to here before. Well, you see where that stick was down there. Showed you in the last video. That's where the water level got to during the snow ice storm. So the water, once it gets up to here, instead of it coming over the bank there and heading down that way, which would not be good, it goes this way. And it's controlled. We don't want it just to be a big waterfall coming down the whole land. That wouldn't be good. So, but I think what I need to do is get in here, clean out some spots. Because when we do get a John boat, which I still am going to get one, this is where we're going to be. This would be the good place to put it in at. Yeah. So just get some of these branches out of the way. I don't want to take away this shade though. It's a good spot. We could also fish off the bank right here. I see there's now some tree limbs down in there, which is good. I want some kind of vegetation, no matter what it is. There's nothing. This this pond was almost empty about 4 years ago. We got some videos on that too. You search on our page and you'll see it. But they go way back about 4 years now, maybe three to 4 years ago. And it was just one spot. It looked like a little fish pond you'd have in your backyard. And there was nothing but just the bottom. There was nothing down in there. And I told Ryan, I said, well, we got to find out where the leak is at, because it went down quick. But then it stopped. And it never did go all the way dry. So I was contemplating putting rocks and whatever down in there for when we got fish. But then I happened to mention to her one day, I said, I wonder how long it would take for rain to fill this pond back up. And it was that week we had, I think it was a torrential downpour for seemed like 24 hours, 15 to 20 hours anyway. And I came home from work, and the neighbor down there told me that water had gotten up in the yard that day. He had never seen it that bad, the 7 years he lived here. So I thought, well, what about that pond? I came up here and it looked about like it looks right now. So I said, okay, God, you showed me. Because I was wondering if it would ever get filled back up, and it filled up. And it never has. It'll go up and down a little bit because you know, you're dry. You can see well, down this bank here. I'll show you on the way out. But you can see where the water line usually is. It's about 3 foot down. So usually the water is about up to here, to where it usually is. But there's still plenty. Down there in the middle of the pond, it's over 10 feet deep. If you got down there, you'd be standing in it, and some. Found out it was 10 foot out there in the middle, because my daughter got some rafts one time the first summer we were here, and I got her to go out there, put a rock on a string, and she let it go down until it hit the bottom. Marked it, I measured it, and it was around 10 foot. I don't remember now, it's been so long ago. But that was before we knew. I mean, as far as I knew, it was 3 foot deep. That's when I knew we could have a good fish pond. And way over there, you see all those logs, if you can see them. All that was here when we got here. So I'd say there's some fish over in those logs. And they got some cover. There's a bunch of grass over there. Usually that grass is more under the water. So that's kind of the way, one way you can tell it's down some. So, but like I said, it's not down much. We've had plenty of rain this year, even though it's been real hot. So, yeah, I'll get rid of some of these right here. Some of this, that's all dead right here. I'll bring my saw up here and cut that up one day. So, I'm gonna go down here and finish up where the side besides that with eating. I'm not really gonna go all the way down the bank yet, because you get down to a certain point there and you can slip and fall right in. So, I don't feel like falling in a pond this late on a Sunday. But I'll get that done real quick. All right. Well, thank you for watching. That'll do it for this one. And hopefully get to see you next time. God bless. Have a great day.